Dear students, in this lecture we will see the concept of bounded sets, infimum and supremum. Let us begin with a definition of lower bounded set. Definition: a subset S of real numbers, a subset S of R is lower bounded if there is m greater than 0 such that m is less equal to x for all x belongs to S. For all x belongs to S. In this case, m is called lower bound of S. All elements of set S are greater or equal to m, and m is called lower bound of S. Next, we see the definition of greatest lower bound, that is GLB or infimum. Let S be a lower bounded subset of R. Let S be a lower bounded subset of R. The number G is called greatest lower bound that is GLB. The standard abbreviation that we use for greatest lower bound is GLB, or infimum of S if it satisfies two properties. First, G is lower bound of S, that is G is less equal to x for all x belongs to S, and it has to be greatest lower bound, that is no number greater than G is lower bound of S. Mathematically, we express this as for every epsilon greater than 0, there exists y belongs to S such that y is less than G plus epsilon. So there is a number in S which is less than g plus epsilon, hence g plus epsilon cannot be a lower bound of S. Remember this definition of infimum or greatest lower bound. We often use these definitions in real analysis. Especially the second condition is indirectly used in many proofs and deductions. Similarly, we have the concept of upper bounded set and LUB or supremum. So let us define what is upper bounded set. A subset S of R is upper bounded if there is capital M greater than 0 such that X is less equal to M for all X belongs to S. For all X belongs to S. So all elements of set S are less equal to capital M, and M is called upper bound of S. Next definition is of least upper bound, that is LUB or supremum. Let S be an upper bounded subset of R. The number L is called least upper bound that is LUB. The standard abbreviation that we use for least upper bound is LUB or supremum of S if L satisfies two properties. First, it has to be upper bound. L is upper bound of S, that is X is less equal to L for all X belongs to S, and secondly, it has to be the least upper bound, that is no number less than L can be an upper bound of S, Mathematically we express this as, that is, for every epsilon greater than 0 there exists Y belongs to S such that Y is greater than L minus epsilon. Y is greater than L minus epsilon. So there is an element in set S which is greater than L minus epsilon, and for this reason L minus epsilon cannot be a upper bound of S. It cannot be an upper bound of S. So remember these two definitions, definition of greatest lower bound or infimum and definition of least upper bound, that is LUB or supremum. If you have difficulty in understanding these concepts, you may remember GLB or infimum as something similar to minimum. If minimum element of set exists, then it is equal to infimum. Minimum element may not exist, but infimum always exists when S is lower bounded. So there are two standard results which you may remember. For every lower bounded set, greatest lower bound or infimum always exists, and for upper bounded set LUB, that is least upper bound or supremum, always exists. The statement which states that every upper bounded set has LUB or supremum is known as LUB axiom or completeness axiom. Let us see some examples of upper bounded, lower bounded and bounded sets with their supremum and infimum. So some examples which we will see. Every lower bounded set has infimum and every upper bounded set has supremum. So remember these properties. Few examples. Set, whether it is lower bounded, whether it is upper bounded, whether its infimum exists, whether its supremum exists. So set I. Throughout our course, the set I denotes the set of positive integers. So I is the set 1, 2, 3 and so on, and it is clearly lower bounded. However, it is not upper bounded. Its infimum exists and it is nothing but 1. In this case, minimum element of I is also 1, so it equals to infimum, which is 1. Supremum does not exist because it is not upper bounded. Then next example, let us consider the set Z of integers. So what is the set Z? It consists of the integer 0, positive integers and negative integers. It is neither lower bounded nor upper bounded, and hence infimum and supremum does not exist. Consider a closed interval 0, 1. It is clearly bounded, lower bounded and upper bounded. For example, it is lower bounded by 0 and upper bounded by 1. We can also say it is lower bounded by -10 and upper bounded by 10. -10 is lower bound and 10 is also upper bound. So lower and upper bounds are not unique, but infimum and supremum are unique. So it is both lower bounded, upper bounded, infimum is 0 and supremum is 1. Let us consider an open interval 0, 1. It is also lower bounded, upper bounded, infimum is 0 and supremum is 1. In this example, minimum element is 0 and infimum is also 0. For this set, minimum element does not exist. However, infimum exists and it is 0. So note that minimum element may not exist, but infimum always exists. Similarly, maximum element does not exist, but it is equal to supremum, which is 1. Finally, consider set minus I. By minus I mean the set of all negative integers. So it consists of -1, -2, -3 and so on. Every element of this set is less equal to 0, so it is upper bounded. It is not lower bounded, hence infimum does not exist, but it is upper bounded and supremum exists. So supremum is the least element or the highest or maximum element, and in this case it is -1. So supremum of this set is -1. So we have seen all possibilities: set which is lower bounded but not upper bounded, which is upper bounded but not lower bounded, both lower bounded and upper bounded, and the case where neither lower bounded nor upper bounded. Okay, thank you.